It is indeed an honor to be here this evening with Kim to help introduce two extremely talented and creative Wylie alumni. There's so many items that need mentioning tonight, but many of them are in the printed program for this evening. With that in mind, I'd like to mention a few highlights about both these gentlemen, and then we'd like to focus on these outstanding men in a more personal manner. Jason Holloway, who's a 1999 graduate of Wylie High School, had to make a choice between two dream careers: broadcast journalism or civil engineering. Lucky for us, he chose TV. He attended ACU to train and worked at KTAB in many areas. He has since then worked a long line of positions in order to advance his career. These choices have led him to great opportunities in the Boston area, which is a top 10 television market which reaches over 8 million people. In any spare time available, he passes time by researching all things engineering and being, in his words, a total nerd. Luke McMillan is a musical talent and a great teacher that has changed my life when he was a student and as a fellow music teacher. I saw him the day I signed my contract to come work in Wylie 16 years ago. The previous high school band director, Mr. Lewis Thornton, pointed him out to me in the band hall while the students were putting up equipment after a jazz band rehearsal. Lewis said, "This is the most musically talented young man I've ever had in my career." My initial thoughts were, he must be the teacher's pet. But after my arrival, I soon realized that his words of praise in regards to Luke were simply the truth. I found a student that brought in original music that he had composed and written for the jazz band to perform, as well as being a musician who could dissect a passage of music as precise as a surgeon with a scalpel. Luke later went on to UNT in Denton and was extremely successful in one of the most stringent of all schools of music. After his graduation, I pursued him with the idea of coming to work back at Wylie. He accepted, and he has been a tremendous influence on the band and the students here at Wylie. On a personal level, he has helped me grow as a musician as we work side by side in this band program. His impact on my career is enormous. His accolades are many and are listed in your program tonight. Lastly, and most important, Luke is a family man. I truly feel that he contemplates the impact on his family as he makes any decisions. He and his wife Emily and his daughter Tinley are quite the team and quite the all-American family. I know that you'll enjoy tonight's production as directed by this team of Jason and Luke, and I'd now like to turn over the podium mic to Kim Chi.
Okay, time for you to think while you eat. What do the following names have in common? Amos and Andy, Abbott and Costello, Timon and Pumbaa, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, C.S. Lewis and J.R. Tolkien, Felix and Oscar, Batman and Robin, Forrest and Bubba, Shrek and Donkey. And I was not calling one of y'all a donkey, guys. They are known as famous duos or close friends. Tonight we gather to celebrate our community and our love and high expectations for our children to make a dent in the world, to borrow a phrase from Steve Jobs. The Wylie Education Foundation pursues the opportunity to empower our schools and students and to make those dents like a superhero. I met Jason and Luke in my second grade GT class 26 years ago, and they had an instant camaraderie. You'll even notice while the rest of the students are smiling sweetly at the camera, Jason and Luke are giving you their impression of their tour in the police department. If they were not on an adventure in Oregon Trail and writing each other's epitaph on a journey gone wrong, then they were creating music with Jam Session on Wylie's brand new Apple IIgs computers. They loved to discuss 18-wheelers, and they could identify trucks within visual sight on the style, model, and year coming down the road. And you can see by their drawing, which I wish you could see it even closer, because it was L&J Trucking Company. They were going to go into business one day, and obviously they were either going to haul me off somewhere, or they knew it would take an 18-wheeler to move all the DI stuff one day to another location. In years later, or later years on band trips, they were known for their 1940s radio show adventures of Mighty Man, which my 30-year-old daughter can still sing their intakes and outtakes. When I talked to another former band member, they told me that whoever has the opportunity to work with either one of these guys has no clue how lucky they are. Constant wit, creativity unlimited. Each applies their own unique talent in their own diverse ways while still maintaining their close friendship and yet spurring one another on. Let's welcome two friends that are making their dent in our community tonight and in our world.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Holloway and Luke McMillan.
Also in the news tonight, we have some breaking news here that promises to have a lasting impact on anyone affiliated with the Wylie's food.
Wayne, apparently people are saying this is the biggest travesty to hit Wylie since that infamous food fight of '06. You really have to ask, what were the organizers thinking? This announcement just coming down about who is set to host this year's We Are Wylie dinner. Wayne, this is hard, tough to think about. Set to host the entertainment this year, the We Are Wylie dinner, Luke McMillan and Jason Holloway.
Смотрю до конца света американских проповедников, как прогнозы, сколько считал
Luke McMillan and Jason Holloway?
Luke McMillan and Jason Holloway?
Are you kidding me?
You're absolutely right. These are judgment errors, and the people who make judgment errors need to be replaced, fired, and no longer in a position of making these judgment calls.
Come together. We're going to have to take meaningful action to prevent more tragedies like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a fellow Wylie alum, it is with painful reservation and huge reservation really that I introduce to you Luke McMillan and Jason Holloway.